Hi there, and welcome to Andy Robinson RC, and cheers for checking the channel out today and joining us on this episode. Okay, so if you've not seen this one before, this is our project budget touring car, and if you haven't seen the previous video where I got the kit and did a bit of an unboxing and a chat about what we were doing with it, I'll put the link to that video in this video description. Anyway, here it is. It's finished, and it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I'll say not as easy, but not as straightforward, as I suppose things never are. But we've got it done and ready and finished, and how it's going to be when it's being raced. So, what can I say? Well, I'll tell you why it wasn't as straightforward and whatnot, and we'll have a look. Okay, so I think what I'll do is first we'll take the body shell off, and you can see underneath. Oh, okay. Let's see if these clips will come off nice and easily. Just jab them in to my hand, as you do. So, one of the first things was I bought this Protoform sort of touring car racing body. As you know, a lot of the touring car drivers are using this. It's a Protoform P63. So I thought, yeah, we'll try one of them. It wasn't the cheapest body, and to be honest, I probably could have bought a more budget-friendly body. It was about, I think they're about about £30. But anyway, I got that, and yeah, I'll go into why it isn't actually the perfect fit for this chassis. So, here it is, all done, and I've just found some nice stones in there. Okay, so yes, chassis is pretty much out of the box. The only thing we got it as a roller, well, I'll say roller, no wheels and tyres. We got the kit was £79, and then with the body and the wheels and tyres it brought it up to £120. And then the plan was I was going to put in a 17.5 brushless spec motor I had for the class motor, that you can use one of them or a brushed motor, and so we're going to go with that 17.5 brushless. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out because I couldn't alter the direction of the motor, and every which way I tried it, it would always go in reverse. Plus, I had trouble calibrating it properly. I think there was an issue with the ESC, so I binned that one off completely because I was fed up with it. So I had to nip back to Inside Line Models, where all the stuff came from, and I picked up a sports-tuned E299 19-turn brush motor, the Hobby Wing Quick Run ESC, which are a nice cheap budget ESC, very reliable. And then picked up, I didn't want to get the cheapest servo going because I needed a bit of speed in it for the track it runs on. So I've got an E-tronics one again, and this is a T2036, and it's a low profile one, but it's reasonably quick, so it should be alright. So that's what we ended up putting on it. Now, roughly for everything that you see here, it's worked out, give or take a couple of pounds, so £200, and that's everything you need to get in the car, take it to the track and go racing. So I did take it to my local club that I run on the Wednesday night, and I gave it a few shakedown laps before letting my lad have a go of it. And it was, to be honest, it was a lot better than I thought it'd be. These are not racing tyres at all. These are just ideal for just messing around on asphalt. I had no tyre additive, which is what we usually put on the tyres, and it got round the track fine. I mean, the rear end was a bit loose, so I couldn't put the power down like I'd like to. But it performed pretty well considering. Now, weight-wise, it is a bit heavier than your comparable Tamiya TT02 and TT01s. Not the end of the world, but it is a bit weighty, especially probably with all the metal driveline you've got, where the Tamiya ones tend to be plastic. Anyway, so besides that, I'm going to forget from getting cramped. Now, so I think the idea is now, when my lad comes to run this properly in the touring car class, I think we need to get some proper racing tyres for it, get the additive on it, and that'll really bring it alive. What I did do, because our track at the club isn't the biggest, the kit comes with about a 30-tooth pinion, so that was going to probably kill the motor, I think, or get it way too hot. So I've dropped it down to a 24-tooth pinion now, So we did that to it, so that helped it a lot better on track. What else? A couple of things I did notice. Land Rover rather quick. Anyway, I did notice. There's dead noise in here. Sorry about that. Told you I'm cursed. I'm cursed every time I do a video. I mean, could he get any louder? Anyway, right, I'll show you this. Now, when the rolling chassis is built up already, so you need to get your motor in there, and it isn't the easiest if you need to try it unless you pull all the top deck off, of which I did not want to do. There's a little bolt there and a little bolt there. Now, if you cable tie the wishbone up to the shock tower, you can just about get an Allen driver in there, and you can get the motor bolted in, so it's doable. But just be careful that you don't strip your screw out, and make sure you get a nice mesh on your gears, but you can do it. Other thing I noticed as well, the screws for the back body posts there, the ones that come in the kit are way too short, and when I was test fitting the body shell, it just kept pulling it off. So I've put 2 longer screws in there that go right from the front to the back of the tower, and that will stop that. I had no issues when running it. So there were 2 things I noticed. Thirdly, the drive line, once I'd put all the motor in and everything, it felt really tight, and it wouldn't roll freely. That's the words I want. So I looked at it, and then I thought, what's that doing? So I was doing this with it, and it was jamming a bit. Anyway, I managed to do that, and it freed it off. So I don't know if they're all like that out of the box, but that's what I found with this one. And then obviously when we got it going, since it's been running, the drive line's now loosened up a bit, and it seems to be running fine. Now they are a noisy-ish kit to run. Again, it'll be all that metal drive line they've got, but it's all sorted, and now it does run fine. So that's where we are now. What will come after this video is probably seeing how it does over some proper touring car races at the club, and we'll see how my lad gets on with it, and if there's anything to report back, we'll let you know. Oh, other thing I did, I reduced the ride height with the adjustable shocks to about 5 mil all round. Probably a bit low for on here, on the carpet track. That's what we needed to do. Anyway, I'm going to stop yabbering on now, and I'll put the body shell back on. We'll give it a bit more of a run. Also, everything that you see in this video was purchased over at Inside Line Models. Again, a huge thanks to Inside Line Models for sorting me out with everything I needed for this kit. So massive thanks to them. Also, say all the links to the hobby store will be in the video as well. They do a whole host of RC stuff. Pretty much all the makes you'd need. So do check them out. That's at insidelinemodels.com, so www.insidelinemodels.com, and everything will be in the description of this video for you. And I can't get the pin in, but it's a pain. Yeah. Incidentally, when I said I changed over the pinion to this, the pinion you get in the kit is about 32, and I've dropped this down to about 24 for running in on our track. Obviously, if the track's much bigger, then you can go with a bigger pinion. Anyway, we'll give this a bit more of a blast, and you can see what it's like. Has only got a 19 turn motor, it's a brush motor, and it's alright, it's not bad. And so it is a little heavier than the Tamiya, but I think as a budget option, it's well worth considering the FTX Banzai chassis. Anyway, off we go. You see, it's not the quietest of cars, is it? And I'm sure as well, the more it gets driven, the drivetrain will get better with it as well as it loosens up. thing as well, I'm not running this on. I'm running this on a NIM battery as usual. You could put a a LiPo battery in there, and again you'd get some extra performance out of it. But you know, I certainly think the chassis itself, for the £80 you pay for it, it is a good platform and a good starting spec, much better than you get out the box than over the Tamiya ones. So I do think it's worth considering. As I said, my budget could have been slightly cheaper with this if I'd gone for the less race orientated body shell, and as not as an expensive servo, I could have reduced costs even further. So there you go. As I said, that's where we're up to with it. I did want to show you the finished car so far, although it has been run briefly at the club. You can see now what my lad will be starting with and what we've done to it to get to this point, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, as I said, cheers for checking this video out, much appreciated as always. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel, it's much appreciated. Also, come find us on Facebook and Instagram under Andy Robinson RC. Again, huge thanks to Inside Line Models for sorting everything out for us. Go check them out. Look after yourselves and take care, and we'll see you on the next one. See you later.